Welcome to Positive Atheism English channel. Today I am going to read out the article on atheism and the individual written by Gora. I am an atheist. Then what is the difference in my life and of others? If there is no difference between an atheist approach to life and others, is it only a difference in name? Are the labels atheism and the theism meant only to quarrel with one another? Is it a distinction without difference? If theism and atheism are different, they should reflect in the life pattern of atheists. What is the advantage of adopting atheism? Such myriad questions crop up many a time when one calls himself an atheist. I was also born in a theistic family. But I moved away from religion in spite of the fact that I was brought up in a very orthodox family. Absurdity of theism. I moved away from theism and became as atheist because of my independent thinking. If I do everything on my own in day-to-day life, what is the necessity of God? On the contrary, if everything is preordained and if life is determined by God, what is the need for me to struggle hard in my daily life? I can relax and do nothing as God's will be done anyway. Theists say that man should do his duty, but the outcome will be determined by God's will. I found this theistic approach inconsistent and absurd. There is meaning for any work when I strive hard to achieve something. For instance, if a student appears for an examination, his aim is to get passed in the examination. With that intention only, he works hard to be successful in the examination. Atheists are responsible. But if student says that the outcome of the examination is in the hands of God, there is no responsibility to the student. He can be irresponsible. This is the shortcoming of belief in God. If we want to rectify this defect, we should give up faith in God. Then the responsibility for the effort and the outcome will be on the same person. This is atheistic outlook. My behavior will be responsible then if I have to take responsibility for my actions. I don't need belief in God. Belief in God is not only unnecessary but it is an obstacle for my effort. People generally think that atheism means mere denial of the existence of God. I also thought similarly in the beginning. But mere denial of the existence of God does not convey the full meaning of atheism. Atheism means not only the denial of the existence of God, but atheism includes complete self-confidence of the individual also. For the development of full confidence, the belief in God is an obstruction. Hence, it requires to demolish the belief in God. If one wants to be responsible and if one wants to be really effective in work, he should be an atheist. Once we become atheists, our total perspective towards life changes. Atheism also changes the behavior pattern of human being. When I became an atheist, a fundamental change has come in my attitude. Determination has increased in doing things in a responsible way. There is no hindrance or difference. As an atheist, I became mentally strong and determined to carry forward the work. This brought tremendous change in me. Interaction with others. When I do a thing, I may not get the result as wished or the result may not be up to my full satisfaction. Sometimes the result may be just opposite to what I had expected, but such opposite results did not dampen my enthusiasm. On the other hand, the adverse results would further increase my enthusiasm to carry forward the work uninterruptedly. I realize what sometimes adverse results come because in the world there are also many other forces. They too strive. Wind, rain and other natural phenomena have an impact in the interaction of all these. I should work. Role of individual effort. The individual around me and the natural conditions around me may be favorable or unfavorable. It should be my aim to change the diverse forces favorably to my work with my effort. The outcome of the result depends on the positive factors, negative factors and my effort. Outcome comes from these factors. Of all the three, individual effort is in my hand. I can increase my individual effort. I can turn the negative forces into favorable by my effort. I utilize the positive factors. If I work in a determined manner, the scope for the positive outcome increases to that extent. In case I get an adverse effect to my work, why should I get disheartened? While working, I may realize and identify some of the adverse factors which may are not taken into account earlier. Thus, I learn from my experience and proceed further. When I became an atheist, my effort has increased. My experience also increased. In many matters, I am more conscious now. Suicidal attitude. As long as possible believe in God, they hold God responsible for the outcome. People will say, it is God's will or my fate or the planetary position was like that, what can I do? Such a belief in God will give temporary solace to some people, but it will not increase the experience of people as they shift the responsibility on God. If there is any failure, theists may not look into the real cause for the failure, and they may blame their fate or console themselves as it was the will of God. The progress of civilization was stunted because of such theistic belief. People either blame God or curse the fate for their failure. Such an attitude would only contribute to stagnation and regression. It will not lead to progress and development. It is suicidal to the onward march of civilization. New awareness. When one becomes an atheist, the whole approach towards life changes. Responsibility towards life increases, and every effort is made to utilize the availability towards life increases, and every effort is made to utilize the available time for the betterment of society. With the inculcation of atheist outlook, idealism and happiness in life increase. Such a new consciousness may not depend on the level of education. It is the self-confidence in atheists that brings radical changes in their approach towards life. Atheism brings a new awareness and a new value system. If a so-called untouchable adopts theism, he rebels against the inhuman practice of untouchability. Women liberate themselves from old customs, traditions and religious beliefs which were responsible for their degradation all these ages. When people become atheists, they liberate themselves from the shackles of old habits and become independent and self-confident. That is why atheism is a must for human progress. Atheism is not mere denial of God, but it is a positive way of life. Atheism brings human liberation. Thank you.
For more videos, please subscribe to this channel Positive Atheism and activate the bell icon.